Okay, so let's start. We are starting. Are we set? Before we commence, I would like us to take some general questions first. General questions first. Number one. Where is number one? Group one. Group one. Where is group one? Group one. Group one, sit here. So that I will not be confused. Group one, sit here. Okay. Group 2. This is group 3. Group 4. Okay. Group 1. Group 1. How many books are in the Bible? How many books are in the Bible? The Old Testament. The Old Testament has how many books? Group 1. How many books are in the Bible? 66. Good. And then, how many chapters do we have in the Old Testament? 66. Let's give it to her. Let's give it to her. Group 2. Group 2. What was the name of the shepherd boy who became the second king in Israel? What was the name of the shepherd boy who became the second king in Israel? Are you timing? Oh, timing.
I thought it's in the first.
Oh, you are timing. Okay, no idea.
No idea.
Group 3.
David.
Davis. Correct for 3 points. Okay. And then group 3. Your question. How many brothers did Joseph have? Hey, no more tell outside there. No, you don't have to mention it. How many brothers did Joseph have? You are too dull.
It's time.
Mention it.
They were 11 if Joseph is included 12.
How many brothers did Joseph have? 10. Wrong. Question 4. 12. Correct. Correct. So question 4. Group 4. Question 4. Group 4. Question 4. Question 3. Question 3. The bonus mark is untrue.
But they were 11.
11, and then you mentioned 12. So the answer is wrong. Please cancel it. I nearly got it wrong myself. So that's your own question. That's your own question. Question 4. Who were the parents of Cain and Abel?
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. Correct for 3 points.
That was their bonus question.
Correct for 3. That's your own bonus question. Correct for 3 points. 4. And then question 5. Group 1. Group 1. Noah sent out 2 different kinds of birds from the ark. What were they? It's life. So Noah sent out 2 different kinds of birds from the ark. What were they?
Pigeons.
Pigeons. Pigeons. What? Baby pigeon.
It's a kind of bird. They are white. They are big.
Okay. Over there, 20 seconds. Oh no. Probably 30 seconds so that they won't have anything to say. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
And what? I'll give you 2. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Raven and dove.
Yes.
Raven and dove. That's not how to answer the question. You raise up your hands. Question 6, group 2. Question 6, group 2. After the flood, what sign did God give that he would not destroy the earth with a flood again? Rainbow. Correct for 3 points. Group 3. Group 3, question 7. Who did Boaz marry? Boaz. Who did he marry? Ruth. Correct for 3 points. Question 8, group 4. Abraham traveled with his nephew. What was his nephew's name? Abraham traveled with his nephew. What was his nephew's name?
Lot.
Lot. Correct for 3 points. Hey, you are not coming for the back. You don't clap. You have to clap for the back. Amen. Question 9, group 1. What was the name of Joseph's baby brother? What was the name of Joseph's baby brother?
Hey, what is the name?
His life. What was the name of Joseph's baby brother? Nigel, you don't talk. This is life. Good. Group 2. Benjamin. Correct for 3 points. Group 2. Your question. Group 2. Your question. Who found baby Moses in the river? Who found baby Moses in the river?
The princess of
The princess of Egypt. Correct for 3 points. That is Pharaoh's daughter.
Yes.
And Pharaoh's daughter was the princess of Egypt. So she got it correct. Question 11. Group 3. What was the name of the mountain where Moses was giving the 10 commandments? What was the name of the mountain where Moses was given the 10 commandments? Mount Mini. Hira. But you are checking the time, so check the time. They still have time to think through. No. Group 4. Any idea?
Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai. Correct for Group 4. Okay. Group 1. Oh, sorry. Group 4. Group 4, your question. Group 4, your question. One Lot's wife turned around at the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. What did she turn into?
It turned into a pillar of salt.
A pillar of salt. Correct for 3 points. Group 1. Group 1. Question 13. What were Gideon's weapons when he fought the Midianites? What were Gideon's weapons when he fought the Midianites? Arrow. Keep mentioning. Arrow, shield, and sword. Are you checking the time?
I'm checking it.
Arrow. I'll give you 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. Peaches can be arrow, but he used trumpets, pitchers, and lamps. So pitchers can be arrow. So I'll give you 1 out of 3. Well done. Let's clap for them. Group 2. What did King Solomon ask God to give him?
Wisdom.
Wisdom! Correct for 3 points. Group 3. Group 3. Group 3. What river was Jesus baptized in? What river? River Jordan. Correct for 3 points. Group 3. Correct for 3 points. Group 4. Group 4. What was the first miracle of Jesus recorded in the Bible?
It turned water into wine.
He turned water into wine. Correct for 3 points. Group 1. Group 1. What kind of work did Zacchaeus do? Zacchaeus, tax collector. Correct for 3 points. Correct for 3 points. Group 2. Group 2. When Jesus was on the mountain of transfiguration, who were the Old Testament men who appeared with him? Nobody should mention from the back. You still have more time. John. Peter.
James.
No. Group 3, your bonus answer. When Jesus was on the mountain of transfiguration, who were the Old Testament men who appeared with him? Yes. Isaiah. Wrong. No. Group 4, your bonus answer.
Elijah
And
Moses.
Moses. Correct! Three. That is my judgment. 3. God, you turn up at the If no, it's because it's a bonus question. I can't give it to you. If it's your question, I'll give you one. I can give you 2. But because it's a bonus question, I can't give it to you. So correct for 3 points. So who's question now? Who's 10? Group 3. Group 3, your question. Who was in prison with Paul in Philippi when they were singing and there was an earthquake? Who was in prison with Paul in Philippi when they were singing and there was an earthquake? Silence! Correct for 3 points. Correct for 3 points. Group 4, your question. Group 4, your question. Group 4, your question. Osha board master bra. Group 4, your question. How many of each animal did Moses bring into the ark? Listen, I'm giving you possible answers. How many of each animal did Moses bring into the ark? Question A. How many of each animal did Moses bring in? Did Noah bring into the ark? Wait, let me ask the question again. Listen to the question again. Not bonus. Listen. Question 20. It's not a question. How many? Let me ask you. I'll ask it in another way. Question 20. How many of each animal did Moses bring into the ark? How many of each animal did Moses bring into the ark?
2, a male and a female.
Wrong. I'll help you with the question again. It's very tricky. How many of each animal did Moses bring into the ark? 2. You're wrong.
Okay, 1.
Wrong. Question bonus. No idea.
Moses didn't bring any animal. It was Noah, so Moses didn't bring anything.
Correct for 3 points.
I said Noah.
Correct. Correct. I asked the question again. I changed and I said Moses.
And my mother said,
I said, wait, did I say Moses or not?
no, and then you said Noah.
At first I said Noah, and then I changed it, and I said Moses. So that's correct. Correct. None. And she gave me the exact answer on my sheet. Moses didn't. Moses led the people of Israel. Come on. Moses led the people of Israel out of Egypt. It was Noah who was on the ark. Amen. So we are going to page 2. Round 2. We are going to round 2. We are going to round 2. We are going to round 2. So let us look at. We are going to round 2. Before we go to round 2, we will check. You start by at the end of round 1, round 2, round 3. Who add what? So calculate. Do the calculation in this. No, take it from there. Ancient word, ever true, changing me, let's see, and changing you. We have come with open hands. Oh, let me church where praise God. Oh, ancient words, ever true, changing me, and changing. We have come with open hands. Oh, let the ancient words prepare. So the board master will tell us the marks we had at the end of round 1.
At the end of round 1, Group 1 scored 12 points. Group 2.
Wait, you take your time, they will clap for them. So 1 scored 12 points.
Yeah.
Put the camera on him.
Group 2, 12 points.
Group 2, 12 points.
Group 3, 9 points.
Group 3, 9 points.
And Group 4, 18 points.
18 points. Good. So we are going to round 2. Round 2. Round 2. We are going to Nehemiah. Nehemiah. Group 1. Is that your question?
Yes.
Yes, yes, your question. Group 1. Who is the father of Nehemiah?
Hakalia.
Correct for 3 points. Group 2. Who is the brother of Nehemiah?
Hanani.
Hanani, correct for 3 points. Group 3. Nehemiah received some visitors. Where are they from?
They are from Jerusalem.
No. Check the time. You still have more time.
They are the Jews.
Where are they? Wait, I'll ask another question again. I'm saying that Nehemiah received some visitors. Where are they from? Group 3.
Kislev.
No. Group 4.
Judah.
Judah! Judah! Correct. Group 4. Group 4. Your question. Group 4. Your question. Who were the visitors that Nehemiah received? Who were the visitors? Oh, I don't want answer from the back. Who were the visitors?
Hananiah and the brethren.
Mention it again.
Hananiah and some brethren.
I'll correct you. Hanani.
Hanani and his brethren.
Again. What's your mind?
Hanani and 3 other.
Correct for 3 points. I'll give it to them. Hanani and his brethren. But the answer should have been Hanani is brother and certain men from Judah. So if men and brethren, that's why I gave it to you. So correct. Group 1, your question. Which month? Some people are talking for the back and that is wrong. Which month and year did Hanani and the men of Judah visited Nehemiah? Which month and year did Hanani and the men of Judah visited Nehemiah?
20th year. Month of Chislev.
Correct for 3 points. Chislev. Okay. Or Chislev is correct. Question 6. Group 2. What did Nehemiah say to his brother Hanani and the men of Judah that visited him? In other words, listen, take your time. In other words, when Nehemiah's brother Hanani with the men from Judah visited him, he asked them 2 profound questions. What were those questions?
He asked them about the people in Israel and Jerusalem.
Correct for 3 points! Wow. Question 7. Group 3. Where was Nehemiah when his brother Hanani and the men of Judah visited him? Where was he?
He was in Jerusalem.
No. Where was Nehemiah when his brother Hanani and the men of Judah visited him? It goes to bonus answer for group 4.
Shushan.
Correct for 3 points. Hey, group 4. I'm here to see a friend. Okay. Group 4, your question. Group 4, your question. According to verse 3, Hanani and the men from Judah brought 3 reports to Nehemiah when he questioned them about the Jews that had escaped from captivity at Jerusalem. What are those 3 reports? No, it's not your question.
When he said the remnants are in great tribulation, and then the walls of Jerusalem is broken, and the gates is bent.
Correct for 3 points. Correct for 3 points. Now, question 8. You answer question 8. You answer question 8. Question 8 is 5 marks. So change it. 5 marks. Question 8 is 5 marks. Group 1. This question also carries 5 marks. Are you listening?
Yes.
it was recalled in verse 4 that when Nehemiah heard about the reports from his people, he did 4 key things. What were they?
He sat down and wept.
He
mourned for days. And then he fasted and prayed. He fasted and prayed.
He fasted and prayed.
Yes.
Correct for 5 points. Correct for 5 points. And then, wait, look at me, much separate me. Question. Concentrate. Group 2. Group 2, your question. According to verse 5, how did Nehemiah describe God in his prayers? Listen, no. How did Nehemiah describe God in his prayers? Because I have possible answers. So listen to the OBJ objectives. A. The great and terrible wind. Or in other words, the great and awesome wind. That's A. B. The wonderful counselor. C. The great and terrible God. Or in other words, the great and awesome God. D. The great and supersonic Father. Should I repeat? Okay, listen very carefully. According to verse, I just want A, B, C, D. Answer. That's all. Listen carefully. According to verse 5, how did Nehemiah describe God in his prayers? Possible answers. A. The great and terrible wind. Or the great and awesome wind. B. The wonderful counselor. C. The great and terrible God. Or the great and awesome God. D. The supersonic Father. A, B, C, or D? C. A. Is it A? A. Wrong.
Yes. It's C.
C. Correct for 3 points. Correct for 3 points. You were not sure. You had it, but you were not sure. So bonus answer for group 3. I'm a loose ball. Bonus answer for group 3. Now group 3, your question. Group 3, your question. Group 3, your question. According to the same verse 5 of Nehemiah's prayer, he described God as Lord, the God of war, true or false? According to the same verse 5 of Nehemiah's prayer, he described God as Lord, the God of war, true or false? False! Correct for 3 points. Please, let's clap. Let's clap. Correct for 3 points. The answer is false, because he described God as the Lord God of heaven, not war. Group 4, your question. Group 4, your question. According to verse 5, God keeps 2 things for those who love him and observes his commandments. Name them. According to verse 5, God keeps 2 things for those who love him and observes his commandments. Name them, or what are they?
It's covenant and commandment.
You still have time.
Who keeps his? Let's keep his covenant and promise.
You still have good. I will give you 2 out of 3. It is covenant and mercy, not promise and not covenant. So you have 2. Group 4, you have 2 out of 3. Mohammed. Good. Let's clap for them. Now, question 13, group 1. According to verse 6, Nehemiah requested God's eyes to be attentive and ear open to hear the prayer of his servants. True or false? False.
Yeah, the servants and then the people of Israel.
False. Now, be true or false, then I can know. You can't say true and then say false again. Now let me. It's tricky. Let me. It's tricky. According to verse 5, I said God keeps 2 things. For according to verse 6, Nehemiah requested God's eyes to be attentive and ear open to the. You see, so it's tricky. Who can tell us the answer? The answer is what?
Ears to be attentive.
Ears to be attentive and then eyes to open.
Yes.
So it's false.
It's for there. It's
So wrong. Good. True or false? I'm gonna go with you. Group 2. Group 2. Question 14. According to verse 6. According to verse 6, we are not told that Nehemiah confessed the sins of the children of Israel. True or false? It's false. We were told. He actually confessed. It's false. And then question 15, group 3. Question 15, group 3. According to verse 6, with the exception of Nehemiah, his father's house has sinned. True or false? It is false. I said, according to verse 6, with the exception of Nehemiah. That's a tricky one. With the exception of Nehemiah, you have time. You have about 20 seconds. So you take your time, then you answer it. You see, according to verse 6, with the exception of Nehemiah, his father's house has sinned. And you said it is true, which means Nehemiah is not sinful. He's not part of it. So the question is what? The answer is what? False. Let's go to the answer. Question for number group 4. Group 4, listen very well. Group 4, listen very well. According to verse 7, how did they act towards God? According to verse 7, how did the people of Israel or the children of Israel, how did they act towards God?
Possible answers.
Possible answers. No possible answers. In verse 7, they acted some way, they put up some character, some behavior towards God that made God to punish them. How did they do it? How did they act?
They turned away from the commandments of God.
No, I will not give it to you. How did they act? How did they behave?
They turn away from God.
No.
They acted wickedly.
They acted wickedly! What was question for? What was answer for question for group 1? What was answer for group 1? Okay, Hammy? Yeah. What you say? Yeah. Hello. So, good. They acted wickedly. Let's clap for them again. Now, group 1, your own question. Group 1, your question. According to verse 7, name the 3 things Nehemiah said they have not obeyed. Name the 3 things Nehemiah said they have not obeyed.
His commandments. And the instructions he gave to Moses.
Good. I will give you 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Number 1, the commandment or the commands. Number 2, the decrees or statutes, which when you say instructions, I gave it to you. And then number 3 is the laws or the judgments. So 2, let's clap for them. 1. Question 2. Your main question. Number 2, group 2. Group 2, your main question. Question 18. What did God tell Moses that he would do to the children of Israel if they are unfaithful, or in other words, transgress according to verse 8?
Scatter them.
Correct for 3 points! He will scatter them. He will scatter them abroad among the nations. Correct. Question 19 for group 3. Group 3. In verse 9, what will God do if the children of Israel obeyed him and turned back to him? What will God do if the children of Israel obeyed him and turned back to him?
Even if they obey him, even if they are excelled, he will gather them and send them to the place he has chosen for them.
Correct for 3 points! DPSF, bro. Correct for 3 points. Your question. Group 4, your question. How did God redeem his people according to verse 10? How did God redeem his people according to verse 10?
How did?
If God
How did? The question again.
That's
please.
how you have pen, so you can write and show it.
The question again, please.
And how did God redeem? Everything they pump. Meaning, but they get pump. No, when I'm talking, it's not counting. Okay, and also they also have a trick. Sometimes they have a trick. Can't not get time and beat it. I'll be back at the question again. It's allowed. But you don't have all the options like that. So, how did God redeem his people according to verse 10 of Nehemiah chapter 1?
Through his covenant, through Moses, through his covenant, through the covenant he had with the Israelites through Moses.
Wrong. Bonus question. Bonus question to 3, group 3, group 2. Bonus question. Bonus question to group 3. No idea. Okay, now look at the question. Look at the answer. How did God redeem his people according to verse 10? And the answer is by great power and strong hand. Or you can say by great strength and mighty hand. So it's wrong. So who's question now? Question 1. Group 1, your question. Group 1, your question. Group 1, your question. In the latter part of verse 11, what was Nehemiah's request to God concerning the king? In the latter part of verse 11, what was Nehemiah's request to God concerning the king? Nehemiah, we were told that Nehemiah made a certain request, pray to God and ask God for something concerning the king. What was it? In other words, or let's say in the latter part of verse 11, what was Nehemiah's request to God concerning the king? What was the request to God concerning the king? Wrong.
He has got to have.
No. Correct. They didn't know. Correct. Give it to them. Group 2. Group 2. 3 points. Fast. Next time I come like it's okay. No, I'm the quiz master. Don't challenge me. Yeah. Don't challenge the quiz master. Listen, I'm the quiz master. I decide what to do. Now before I'm fading, I'm back out. So it's okay. But next time, I'm the quiz master. I am the quiz master.